Alrighty folks, today I'm going to talk about a brand new firearm that's new to the industry and definitely new to the shop. We just got this in a few days ago and decided that I'd actually got it bought this from us. Thanks to Rudy for letting us take a look at it. We have a Arex Delta, brand new gun from Slovenia, and we've heard a lot of comments about this and a lot of anticipation of being able to get hold of one. And here we go. Go ahead and confirm that, yep, the firearm is unloaded. Righty, we have empty chamber. And at first look, I like this thing already. I tell you what, I can see what y'all fuss about is about here. Okay, just pop a magazine out. I see we have a 15 round magazine here. What else is in the box here? And there's another 15 round magazine, and this one seems to have, yeah, this one actually is a little bit longer. Looks like it has an added extension plate on it, so it's probably 16 or maybe 17 rounds in that magazine. That's pretty cool. And we have, I see with the grip on this, there's a replaceable back strap. So we have, looks like maybe let's see, there's one that's larger. Here's one that, yep, this one's longer. I guess it's the longest one, goes up into the arch of the gun back here. And we have one that's smaller. So I'd say this one that's on the gun now, looking at that, let's see. The one that's on the gun is next to the smallest, looks like. So you could have 4 options as far as the grip goes. The back strap, I'll change that real easy. It looks like just a roll pin to push out. And you could have an option of 4 different back straps on it. Make it, personalize it for the size of your hand. So that's pretty cool. Nice feature to have. All right. And as usual, let's see what we have else on the other side. While I'm in the box here, we have a little bit of some directions as far as this talks about the magazine, loading the magazine. This talks about different features of the firearm. All right. And under the cover, we have our typical owner's manual and our lock, always included with a new firearm. Okay, I'm gonna set this over to the side for a second and we'll focus more on the gun itself right quick. Okay, and there's our empty magazine. Okay, with Arex Delta, well, I see right offhand that we have an ambidextrous magazine release. Go ahead and pull the slide down. Little latch right here, so a button right here. You got that for your left-handed shooters. On the other side, works the same way for the typical right-hand operation. Alrighty. I tell you, the grip, the texture of the grip feels pretty good. It's aggressive, but it's not overly aggressive. I think it's the way it feels right here. It's going to be a good feeling range gun. I see there's multiple textures on it. I see we have the typical molded parts as far as the grip goes on the on the handle here, but then on this part of your grip, upper part where your thumb would rest, it's a little bit more of a stippling texture, and that feels pretty good too. It's not overly aggressive but not slick. I like the way that feels. Even with this one, I see even on a little bit forward on the frame, you have a little spot right here that if you were so choose, as far as your support hand, to be able to have a rest on your finger if you wanted to. Alrighty. Okay, and with that, we have other features. I see a Picatinny rail on the bottom of it that has a nice notch there for you to be able to install a optic or flashlight of some sort. Ambidextrous magazine, or not magazine release, but slide release also. So I see your button here on the right side and your left side to be able to release your slide. Okay, cool deal. You see the little red dot right here on the back of it. That is also your striker indicator that tells us that the striker is cocked and ready to be fired. And it looks like on the top of it also we have, let's see, yeah, by golly it is. Here's a chamber indicator that would tell us when the gun is loaded, and we'll confirm that when we put the magazine in here in a minute. But this little gadget will come up when there's a loaded chamber in the gun, that will stick up if it's what I think it is. So we're going to find out here shortly. All right. Now, how about to take this thing apart, and if you're going to clean it, let's see what field stripping looks like. That's what from what I see here. We're going to pull down these little levers. There's a tab right here on the side of the frame. It's on both sides. And very similar to a lot of firearms, especially the Glock I think is made, it's very similar to this. So we're going to pull this down. Let's see, pull it back a little bit. Pull that down. And so that don't move. It does move. I didn't have to pull the trigger. That's pretty cool. And look at there. It just moves a tiny bit and it pops right off. So that's really cool. I like that idea. Man, that was amazing. You didn't have to pull it all the way off the slide. You just pop it up just forward a ½ inch or so maybe, and it falls right off. That's pretty cool. All right, we'll push our spring forward. There's a captured recoil spring, so you don't have to struggle with that putting it back in. I'm taking it out either one. Barrel comes right off very easily. Alrighty, and here we go. It's field stripped. It's just that quick. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like the way this works. I'm looking at my magazine release on the inside. It works the same way both sides. All right, I like that. Yeah, with same thing with any handgun that we would be cleaning. We would put some solvent on our typical places where you would have carbon or lead buildup, gunpowder buildup kind of thing, especially on the face of the bolt here, on your tracks, and in your barrel, on the feed ramp in the barrel, down in the barrel. We would let that solvent sit a few minutes, and depending on how long it's been since you cleaned it, you may have to scrub it with a brass brush or something a little bit aggressive to get the carbon buildup out of it, lead, and the brass possibly. But that so being done, come back with a dry cloth to clean out the solvent, and then run a damp oil patch back in it so you can keep it lubricated. And we had to drop a barrel back in. That's just that easy. Let's put our spring back in place, and it snaps. Let's see. Yep, it drops right back down into the notch on the bottom of the barrel. And if I didn't have to pull all the way forward, so we'll put it back on. We'll come back here. How close have we got to be to get this back on here? I see the notches. So the tracks on the frame of the gun, and we have openings on the bottom of the slide here that we can, I believe, just put that right back there. So drop it down and pull it back, and how about that? Pop right back on there without having to be trying to guide the tracks back into place. That's pretty cool right there, guys. I like that. All right, neat little gun so far. Let's put a couple of rounds in the magazine and take our first spin here. So we have a 15 round capacity on this magazine. I'm just going to throw in about 6 rounds. And this is, I'm using 115 grain. I believe these are aluminum cased ammo here. So we'll see how that operates on this brand new Rex Delta. All right, pop that in there. And we'll go ahead and charge our slide here. And I do have confirmed here that now the gun is loaded. So we do have a cartridge indicator right here. So the little tab pops up. That tells us that there is definitely a cartridge in the chamber. All right, let's get some safety gear on here with cover my ears up, and we'll take it for a spin, see what it feels like. Alrighty, here we go. Yeah, that's pretty good. Not bad. I did feel a little, for myself, it shoots perfectly fine. I see from what I hit on target, it's pretty much on target. I did have a little bit of a abrasion on the bottom of this grip right here, on the bottom of my hand. I felt that as it was jumping around, firing in my hand. So I don't know, I may have to try a different grip on this one for my hand. I did feel it a little bit of abrasion on the bottom of the palm there, but no big deal. I think if I were going to shoot it a whole lot, may look at addressing that situation. I don't think I yet did I pull the trigger pull test on this one? I don't think I did yet. So let's make sure we got that done. Just so in case you guys are interested in it. Let's see what the trigger pull feels like according to our RCBS gauge here. Let's give her anchored down and give her a good tug. See what we have. I know the initial pull on it, a little bit of a distance to get it to engage, but after that it broke pretty easy actually. If I can catch my gauge just right. Just a second, I'm trying to make sure we do it right. I've got the gauge on the edge of the trigger. Here we go. Well, did I not have it loaded or cocked? Maybe I didn't. Yeah, I did. Alright. My fault. Let's try it again. Okay. Here we go. Well, trigger's a little bit, face the trigger, don't want to cooperate with my gauge here. Alrighty. 6 pound trigger pull. Okay. So that's a little heavier than I would like it to be, but it is a brand new gun. Maybe that could be smoothed out a little bit with some more time at the firing range with it, and possibly take it apart and look at how it's made, make it smooth it out a little bit. But still not bad. It's a decent trigger for what it is. Anyways, there we go. That's my take on the Rex Delta 9mm. Okay, and hopefully you can that'll help you out a little bit as far as if you're considering a gun like this. And if there's something else we can help you with at Maverick Gun Works, give us a call.